It is your favorite curly-headed Dominican here with your bi-weekly podcast episode, one of nine podcasts. Welcome to this week's episode. This week's episode is going to be a little bit interesting. I was supposed to drop this yesterday, but I couldn't. I had some plans that came up out of nowhere. So my job gave me some free hockey tickets. I know, hockey in Orlando, whatever. I didn't even watch hockey when I was living up north. So my first hockey game was actually yesterday. I've actually worked the hockey games, but I've never attended one as like a patron or anything like that. So yesterday was my first time actually attending one, actually enjoying myself. Not that I don't enjoy myself while I'm at work, but there's certain things you can do as a guest that you can't do, when you're working. So yesterday was pretty fun. I took Giselle. She brought a friend. I took Skylar with me. I actually had a few leftover tickets, but since they were such last minute, a lot of people couldn't go with me. So that's that. They lost. Yeah, it was a good game because they were like back and forth, goal, 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 and then we ended up leaving because I didn't want to hit traffic. So we ended up leaving like maybe 8 to 10 minutes left before the end of the game, which is like an eternity. Because if you've ever been to a hockey game, like a period, I believe is like 18 minutes, I think, and it drags. So those 18 minutes turn into like pretty much like 25 minutes with all the timeouts that they take or whatever. So we ended up getting out of there. We were like, let's hotel it out of here before traffic hits. So it was fun, but today is podcast day. So as you can see, I'm rocking some of my gear. I usually wear the hoodies, but today I was like, you know what? Let me wear one of the t-shirts that I made for myself. So this is actually the OG logo. That's what I'm calling it, the OG logo, because it's the first logo that I've ever came up with, and it seems to be the one that's selling the most. And if you are a customer, I thank you. I really, really do thank you. And I've been getting feedback from the material. I've been getting feedback from the actual purchases, and they are really happy. So I really thank you guys for those reviews and the feedback. I really love them. But yeah, this is the OG logo. And as you can see, I just started making hats. This is my very own trucker hat. It's one of the logos, as you can see, is like a metallic pink. So with these hats, if it's the mesh, which is like the trucker hat, I'm going to put a pin on the side. So this one is for me. And like I said, I like to do everything that's very custom to whoever I'm making it for. So this one, I put a little pin on it. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it says, "It is what it is," which is one of my mottos. And it's just like, if there's certain things that you can't really do, you can't do anything about it. Only thing you could do from a bad situation is learn. Because at that point, once it's done, So it is what it is. And just move forward. Take the mistakes, take the lessons that life gives you, and just move on with it. There's nothing you could do at that point. So this is my hat, but I'm selling these. I have these in red and black, for now. So red brim, red mesh, and then this area is going to be white with the logo. So, check out my website, oneof9podcast.com. There you can see all my merch. For now, I believe that's as much merch I'm going to start putting out. I want to start off slow that I can be able to handle it. Like I said, I do everything by hand and I do everything myself. I don't have help because I actually enjoy doing it. So I don't want to be able to do like a mass production to the point where I hand it off to other people. And it's not the same quality, not the same effort and love being put into it. So with that being said, it is what it is. So a couple of weeks, actually 2 weeks ago, I started putting out a link for my followers, both on my my podcast page and my personal page, to ask me questions. So I had three things out there. I had the well, actually, first let me tell you how it started off. So I was like, you know what? Let me start an interaction with my viewers, right? So I put out an original post that said, "Ask me any questions. I'm going to answer them anonymously. So I can't speak right now. So let me just a sidebar. So the reason I can't speak straight is because, as you can see, this is also another one of my merch pieces. One of my drinking glasses. So I'm actually drinking Lil Wayne's Bumba rum. So That's the reason I can't speak straight right now. But yeah, it's really good. I mixed it with iced tea, and yeah, that shit's strong. All right, so and it's actually really good. It's smooth as hell for a rum. It's smooth. Um, but yeah, so I put out that original link out there. It wasn't a link; it was a post. I was like, ask me anything you want, and I'm going to answer it anonymously. So I would know who the writers are, and I wasn't getting anything at first. And then a good friend of mine, Talal, more than a good friend, he's like my one of my day ones. Like I love Talal with like my whole heart, and we worked at my previous employer together. So he was like, "Why don't you download this app?" And that way people will be able to ask you questions anonymously. And I was like, you know what, that's a good idea, because I feel like a lot of people didn't want to ask me shit and be like, no, she gonna know who it is. So as soon as I downloaded the app, I put the link up there. Like I started getting blasted with questions. So as promised, I will be answering those questions today on this episode, and it's gonna be fun because I started like peeking at the questions, and I was like, hold up, this is getting spicy. Like you motherfuckers are zesty. Oh my gosh, I was like, Lord. But as promised, I'm gonna answer all those questions today. But before I get to answering those questions, I have a few shout out that I would like to do. If you guys remembered I believe it was like my third episode or my fourth episode, I had a very good friend on my show, Michelle. So Michelle, she's a hustler. She's just like me, single mom, hustler. And when I tell you that she be hustling to the max, that's what she does. So right now she has she just launched her own business of body sculpting. So in the link or somewhere here, wherever I decide to put it when I edit this video, I'm gonna put her contact information. So if you do want to or know anybody that's into body sculpting, from my understanding, they just pretty much in healthy way, they pretty much massage you to the point where they burn fat, they move fat, and just yeah. So that's my understanding. I don't know about that. I don't know. But she's launching her business, so go check that out. I'm going to put the information at the end of the video, and as well as a little pop-up. Yeah. So with that being said, this past week was a bit skeptical. I was like, oh my God, I've never worked so many hours. And I survived it, so I feel good. I was off yesterday. Today's my second day off, and then I'm going to be working the rest of the week. So it's looking good. In the process of getting another job, which is something along the lines of where I want to go after I graduate college. So I'm getting started, and it's a long process because they have to do background checks, they have to do like medical, polygraph, all that. So yeah, it's gonna be a long road from now until when my career starts. But until the meantime, we're just gonna have fun and just do things correctly and just ride this motherfucker to the wheel fall off. What am I gonna say, right? So with that being said, let's jump into the questions. So there were 3 questions out there, right? One of them was ask me anything anonymously. The other one was describe me in 3 words. And the other one was tell me a confession. So again, like I said, these are all anonymous. Like, I'm not paying $6 a week to find out who's telling me this shit, right? So it's not worth it to me. It's more fun knowing that there's people out there with these types of mentality. And like I said, they're zesty. They're zesty. So I'm going to be reading them here today on this episode. So we're going to start off with the send me anonymous messages, right? So this is the first question. So wait, let me take a drink because I'll tell you guys, it's gonna be zesty. All right, so with that being said, let's get it started. Send me anonymous messages. The first one we're gonna start off with: have you done drugs? This is literally the first question after I just said I'm going through a medical background polygraph for my job. Um, Back in high school, I used to bust it on the dance. No, all right. So, in high school when I was like about 18, I think it was like my senior year. I tried weed with one of my closest friends. I'm not gonna mention his name because uh, I don't. No, I'm not gonna mention names. But a very close friend of mine from high school. We're still friends to this day. We smoked weed. I personally didn't like it, and till this day, I smell weed, and I'm like, I could tell what it is, but it's just like the smell just aggravates me. Like it's just like it's not for me. Like I've never tried any hard drugs. I've never had the appetite for it. Like I've never cared for it. So, but I have tried weed. Yes. I've tried edibles. Like brownies. I like again. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like feeling out of control. Like the most I'll do, with feeling like happy and stuff like that is I'll drink a few drinks here and there, but far as drugs and like smoking, whatever it is that they do with drugs, like it's not me. So, I mean, no offense to those who that's their you know their appetizers, but not for me. I want to hang out with you more. Okay, whoever that is. All right. Don't know who you are, but yeah, sure. As long as you're not like some top 10 FBI's list most wanted, we can hang out. I'm good with that. Or if you don't have like any weird fetishes where like I'd end up on a documentary, yeah, sure, let's go for it. Let's see. You should post more selfies. I did see this, and this is the only one I actually interacted with. They were like, you should post most more selfies. I'm not really into the selfie things. Just like random selfies, like, hey, I'm on my couch watching TV. Selfie. That's not me. But I will promise to post more selfies, I guess, if that's what you want to see. You betcha. Okay, this is a long one. How do you feel about dating older or younger? Younger can be one more year to be legal aged. What? 17? No, I'm good. I'm not going to jail. How you feel about parents confirming the older or younger relationships? Um, my personal taste, I don't like younger men. Um, Especially not 1 year before they turn legal. The fuck? No. I have nephews older than that. So no, that's not my cup of tea. And I don't condone it. So for parents, the only way I would find it acceptable would be like, let's say if parents are okay with their kids dating at like, let's say the girl is 16 and the boyfriend's 17 and they've been dating for a while, and then the guy's about to turn 18 and he turns 18 and she's about to turn 17. Like if they've been together for like 2 3 years already, I don't know if they start dating young, um and the parents already know them, and then the boy just happens or the girl just happens to now turn of age, then I think that that would be the only way it's acceptable, because it's like they were dating already before they were adults, you know? So I think that's like that gray line for me. But as far as parents consenting to dating older men or dating older women, mm, me as a parent, I wouldn't. Again, there's people out there that they don't find anything wrong with it, but me personally, I have a daughter, and if she was like 15 and a dude was like 18 or 19 trying to date her, I'd be like, dude, kick rocks. Not in this house. Sorry. No. And then 15 is too young to be dating anyways. So, I don't know. No. But me personally, I don't like younger men. So, no. Yeah, so that's not me. I'm not into younger men. So, sorry. If you are a younger man trying to kick it to me, I'm sorry. You're not my cup of tea, buddy. All right. This fucking question. All right. So who the fuck did this? Like, I want to know who did this. Um, Ever had your ass ate? I can already tell. Like, this is improper English. Like, they didn't even bother. Like, have you ever had your ass ate? It's just straight up. Ever had your ass ate? Um, what the fuck did I get myself into? Um, I would say yes. Yes, yes. I have. TMI, I know for my family that follows me, I'm sorry. Yes, I was in a relationship. So obviously when you're in a relationship, full blown, you do things with your partner, but it's not like I'm out here randomly getting my ass ate. So no. Um, please let's hang out soon. Again, if you're not a Jeffrey Dahmer type, or if you're not on the most wanted list, let's hang out. I'm cool with it. What's something we don't know about you that we never knew if you told us? I think what that means is if I didn't tell you something, what's something that you guys wouldn't have guessed or known? I don't know. That's how I'm processing the question. So I think what is something we don't know about you that we never knew about me? Um what about me? Um uh damn it. I would say I like, although I'm not although I'm straight and my sexual preference is men, I do check out women, and I don't mean it like, oh damn, she banging. Like I'll look and be like, oh wow, she got a nice body. Or a lot of the thoughts that'll go through my head be like, did she get her body done or natural body? You can kind of tell if it's a natural body, or you can tell if they had at least some type of alterations. Either way, I'll be like, wow, that's a nice body. Um, or like think of like I'll look at their style and be like, oh yo, I like that. I like that style. I like that fit. I think um that's something. Even and another thing is like even though I may not show it a lot, I do get my feelings hurt a lot. Like I'm very sentimental in the sense of like if somebody um says something, like for example, um if I'm like trying to reach out to one of my siblings cuz I want to talk to them, and like they don't hit me back up, or they're just like nonchalant, they don't really like they act dry towards me, like I'll be like, wow, like for real. So even though I may not show it, a lot of people who know me, they'd be like, "Yo, Liz, she don't show emotion, or she's not very cariñosa, or whatever the case is." Like I get my feelings hurt a lot when it comes to simple things like that. Like you wouldn't think it, but it is what it is. You know, I cry to my pillow at night sometimes. Um, let's see, what's your favorite Kardashian? None of them. I don't like them hoes. I used to like Kylie. No, Kendall. I used to like Kendall, but she's not really like She's not. She's a Jenner. I used to like Kendall until she started fucking with Bad Bunny, and that was like, don't be messing with that man, knowing what y'all do to men in the industry. But no, I don't like any Kardashians. I never liked the show. I see their face and who influences you? I don't really let anybody influence me, but I do let my relationships influence me in the sense of like my biggest, how do I say, like my biggest guidelines in life are, would Gigi approve of her mother doing this, if that makes sense. Like I really take it to the heart of um if I was doing something out there, like the same thing, like when you're growing up, like would my mom condone this, or would my mom be proud of me doing what I'm doing out there? Like now that I have a daughter, I look out there and I'm like, would Giselle be proud of her mother out here doing, like if I'm out there uh selling ass on a corner, right? Let's just say dramatic. Um would Giselle be proud of my mom, of her mom selling ass on the corner? Chances are she probably wouldn't be, right? So that's just a dramatic example of me just trying to say, get my point across. Um, A lot of the things I do in life are guided by my daughter's approval. Like I want to be the adult that she looks up to, and I want her to live by example. So I would say a lot of the stuff that I do is for her, and just with that metaphor that she's watching me, you know? So, rule follower or rule breaker? I'm going to say I'm a rule follower. I know. Some rules are meant to be broken. No. I would say 90% of the time I'm a rule follower. Unless I'm like fucking when I have road rage. Oh my god. That's different. Which is like not often, but anyways, but most likely I'm a rule follower. I don't like breaking the rules cuz like morally I feel bad. Like I'm like I did this wrong. You know, I shouldn't have done this, and it's just that's just not like I'm not gonna do things that make me feel bad. Um, in the long run, because I do overthink things a lot. Like when I'm not talking about like jaywalking or stuff like that. Yeah, no. And I tattletale on myself. Like if I do something and I feel bad about it, I'll come clean like real quick. Um, what turns you on? Um, a lot of weird stuff turn me on. And when I say weird, I'm not gonna say like um non-physical stuff. Um, I'm not sexually attracted so much by looks. I'm more sexually attracted to personalities, if that makes sense. So um like if you and I click a lot, like if we click like instantly, and there's like such a flirtatious vibe, and we're hitting it off right, and your looks are like a 7 out of 10, I'm going to prefer that over a 10 out of 10 on looks. Like to me it's all about vibes, and what turns me on physically, the little things I would say is height. Like if you, I'm tall. For a female, I'm tall. And if we go out and I'm wearing heels, I don't want to look like I'm holding on to my son crossing the street, you know? So I'm gonna at least say 6 foot and up, and the taller the better. Scrunches. And I would say a nice smile. Like again, this is all just exterior stuff. I'm assuming this is what the question meant. Physical stuff. So I'm gonna say height, smile, and the one thing that I'm just like, which is weird, is a man having a nice butt. Like if a man has a nice butt, and let's say they wear dress clothes, right, or they wear some like a pants with a belt, and the pants is like with the belt sitting on the butt, ooh, and like the shirt tucked in, and you could just see the butt, just I'm not gonna say like he gotta have a fatty, but if it's like a nice shape and the belt sits on it, and oh my god, that's like a, ooh, I'm getting high. I don't know if it's me and the drink, but I'm getting out of here. Let's get together soon, please. Okay, this one was more polite. So, yes, whoever this is, yes, we will hang out. I guess just let me know who you are, and then we could set up a date. I want us to be friends with 4 S's. Okay. I hope this is not all like the same person, because this is gonna be like weird. Would you go for personality or looks? I guess if it's like off first sight, obviously looks, because it's gonna be you know, through the eyes first. Like you don't know what a person's personality is until you actually approach them and speak with them and get to know them. But if it's off the look, like off straight off the bat, it's gonna be looks, obviously. If you don't have a good personality, there's gonna be no connection, no mutual vibes there. Well, no vibes from this side, because like I said, I have to, and then for me to be sexually attracted to a person, like I can't be sexually attracted to a guy just based off of looks. Like he has to like we have to have a vibe, and then we have to form an emotional bond before I even feel any type of way towards them. I think it has a name or something. I don't know. Let me see. Somebody told me this before. I forgot what it is. Let's see. Sexual bond um from emotional connection. Let's see what it says. Demisexual. So yeah, that's what it is. It says demisexuality is a sexual orientation in which a person feels sexually attracted to someone only after they've developed a close emotional bond with them. Forming a bond doesn't guarantee a person will feel a sexual attraction, but the bond is needed for sexual activity before sexual activity is even possible. So yeah, this describes me to a T. Like I'm not a sexual person. Um if that's TMI for all my family, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's just me. I'm not a sexual person. Like I go I've gone years without um sexual activity, and it's probably uncommon in the world we live in today, but that's just me. Like I can go years without it. Um let's see, what's the next question? Are you seeing anyone right now, or are you single? I am single. I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm actually focused on myself right now, focused on my grind. I have 5 classes that I'm taking up at UCF. I have a job. I have a daughter. So right now, these are the things that matter to me the most. So I'm focusing on that. And I personally feel like my last relationship was it ended on such a bad term where I was just like, you know what, fuck this shit. I need a break. Um, like it was just like I gave myself that chance to finally go out there and like date, and like you just feel like you chose wrong, you know? So it's just like I'm going to give myself a little break. 2024, at least for now. This is how I'm feeling now. If somebody appears along the way, then you never know, that might change. But as of right now, I'm like there's nobody. Um just focus on me. 2024 is my hustle year. And yeah, we have one more year in one more day in this year, so we're gonna make the best of it. Um, yeah. So single as a dollar bill, dollar bill, dollar bill. Um, you should set me up with your friends. First of all, I don't know who the fuck you are. Second, I don't hook people up because then if something goes wrong, be like, bitch, you hooked us up. So no. Um, yeah, no. What made you want to start a podcast? So, if you watched any of my earlier episodes, I was explaining how I've been having this idea for a little bit. I just wanted to have this portal of venting, where I can vent, where if I do have a guest on my show, we can vent together, um, have conversations over a drink, just pretty much like friends having, drinks and just conversing, talking. I don't know the proper terminology, but just two friends having a drink, talking about just random shit. The reason I chose the name is because I'm one of nine. My dad has 9 kids. I'm one of nine. I'm number 6 in the lineup, so I have 5 before me and 3 after me. And yeah, that's why it's called one of nine, because I'm one of nine. And my end goal, or my future goal, is to eventually get all of my siblings on here, at least at some point during the podcast. So far, I've only gotten one sibling on here, and a few friends, but that's okay because I'm still growing. I'm starting out, so I'm still learning the hang of things. But eventually, that's what I want to do. When you gonna let me stare at them pretty ass eyes? Yeah. Um. First of all, if my eyes are like, I think, my least attractive, because I have these fucking raccoon eyes, right? That all my siblings have. Like, we cannot deny that we know each other, that we're family, because we all look like raccoons. We all look like we haven't slept in 9 days. And it just feels like the 9 months that we were in the belly, we didn't get no sleep at all. And then we just came out looking tired as shit, waiting for a 9 to 5 job, paying minimum wage. Like, that's what we look like. All of us, literally, if you know my siblings, we all have these raccoon eyes, and it's such a strong gene passed down from my dad, that my dad's siblings, some of them have it, some of my cousins have it, and some of my nieces and nephews have it. Like, that's how strong it is. And I was just hoping that when I had Giselle, that she would not have these raccoon eyes. So um be my guest. I don't know if you want to stare at my eyes. Keep doing what you're doing and striving for success. You're doing great. HBJ. HBJ. Who's HBJ? I feel like I know who HBJ is. We're gonna keep it moving because I don't know who that is right now. Share your location with me. No. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Share my what? No. Weirdos. I wish you can spend more time. I wish we could spend more time together. Okay. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. This sounds very eager. Like I said, I'm willing to chill, to hang out with anybody, have you on my podcast, as long as you're not a killer. Um, I will welcome you into my house. I want to be your friend so badly. Okay, next. Which sibling do you get along with the best? Um, Definitely off the bat, Mitch. Mitch and I, we fight. We're like a married couple. We fight, we argue, and then we'll go like talking without talking for like 3 or 4 hours, and then the next day, like I said, I could be mad as shit. I can hold a grudge, and then the next day he'll just wake up. Good morning, sis. I love you, and I'm just like, good morning. Um, but then after him is definitely my little sister Maciel. Um, she, she I think she had. I see a lot of myself in her. First of all, she's a hustler. Like she's doing a phenomenal job as a single mom. Um, and she's just a badass. Like I feel like we get along so well because of that. And she's grumpy a lot, but it's I feel like it's because I see, like I said, I see a lot of myself in her. So a lot of the times where like I'll be like kissing her, like, hey, I love you, I love you, I love you, and she's like, stop, yeah, blocking. But I feel like that's just her way of like protecting herself. But she's not like really mean. Well, yeah, she could be mean. She could be a bitch. But she's not like, to me. She's not really mean. But I love you, Marcia. Don't get mad at me. What attracts you most in a man or woman? Man. Um. I may sound cliche-ish, but I would prefer a man to spend um time rather than money. Um, because of the simple fact that anybody can get money. Like I can get money. And I would just appreciate a person who would, take the time out of their day to show you know, some time to you, some love, some effort, stuff like that. So I understand that we're all busy at times, but spending time with someone makes that much more worth it, knowing that, hey, this person's busy 24/7, but they took the time out to take you on a quick date, and by spending time, I mean uninterrupted, because um I'm like surrounded by people, or the past few relationships that I've had, especially my last one. It was like we could not have a day uninterrupted without the phone ringing, without the separation between work and personal life. Like that just irritates me. And I understand that you know, your job is your job and shit like that, but um the only time that that would be acceptable is if you have your own business. I understand that. And even in that case, it would make that special moment, that special hour or two that you guys are spending, that much more meaningful if you're able to, whoever it is, be like, hey, I'm going to be out of pocket for 2 hours, whatever, you know, if you really need something, handle it, whatever. But the fact that, people are not willing to separate themselves from their everyday lives to spend it with someone that they say they care about, I think that that's like unattractive. But to me, that's what I like the most, like a man who just spends um time and not money. And if you're replacing time with materialistic shit, that's even more unattractive. Like the fuck out of here with that. Um, do you snore? No, I don't think so. I drool. That I know. I drool. Not sexy, I know, but I drool. I sure do drool, especially when I get that good sleep. Ooh. I do actually. I have snored, and that embarrassing type of snore too. Like when you're on a plane, when your head is nodding back, and then you just something just wakes you up, and you're like, oh, you're like, oh shit, shit, did somebody hear that? Like that would be, oh my god, that's like embarrassing when you're just sitting there wondering who heard you. Just anyways, yeah. I have COVID. Any show recommendations? Sorry to hear that. Who gets COVID anymore? Like I thought that didn't exist. In my show, obviously, I recommend my show. Watch my show. There's 9, 10, well, 10 with this one, 10 episodes. Um, but on the real side, shows. I'm into like literally all I watch is either superhero, um, or anything that has to do with documentaries like crime and stuff like that, or anything that has to do with police shows like Blue Bloods, where I know it's fictional, but I like it. Um, Non-fictional, I would say like any documentary on Netflix, but that's just me. Um, Fictional, Blacklist, which is like a crime show. It's fictional. It's Raymond Reddington, whatever. It's very. I think they're like on their ninth, 10th season on Netflix. Really good. But yeah, sorry. I hope you feel better. I didn't know people got COVID anymore. I thought that was just like a okay, out of mind, out of sight. Or out of sight, out of mind. Which one is it? Out of sight. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Have you ever gotten into a fist fight? No, I'm a lover, not a fighter. No, seriously, I've never had a fight. I feel like I can fight though. Like all the shows I be watching and shit. Like I feel like I could fight. I feel like I could put up a good fight. Like, like in my mind, I know like Taekwondo and shit like that. I probably get fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. But I did. In high school, I used to get out of like a lot of fights because I used to joke around. Like when things got serious, like I say, I'm joking around, and people be like, "What the fuck, man?" I'd be like, "Yo, yo, yo," and I would like start making jokes and stuff like that, and it worked 100% of the times, obviously, because I've never got beat on or anything like that. I never got bullied either. Shout me out. I would if I knew who this was, but whoever this is, um, give a shout out. I wish I knew who it was. But yeah, I give you a shout out. Do you have any piercings? Yes, I have my nose pierced. Sometimes I don't wear it because of work. Um, I have my cartilages on both ears, and I have uh regular piercing and then a second piercing. I used to have my tongue pierced back in like high school, and I lasted like maybe 2 days with it because I couldn't eat, and I was like, man, fuck this shit. It was so uncomfortable. So everybody who has tongue rings, kudos to you, man. Are you looking to date someone right now? It would be nice to have someone to talk to on a daily basis to go on dates and stuff like that, but actively seeking, no. Because I don't want to be selfish in the sense of um I don't have the time to dedicate um to someone. And even though at the beginning, like it always starts off the same. Like I've tried talking to guys, and I'll be honest, straight up with them. Like, hey, I work, I go to school, I have my daughter, and at the first they'll be like, oh no, that's so admirable. That's fine. Whenever you have time. But as the weeks go by, realistically speaking, they start to get desperate. They'll be like, okay, so we're gonna hang out anytime soon. Like, what's up? And I just don't like being pressured. So I just rather avoid that and avoid wasting someone's time and just say no. I'm not actively seeking right now. Like I said, it would be nice, especially Valentine's is right around the corner. But yeah. If you could be a fly on a wall, who would you want to listen to or listen on? Um, that's a good question. Mm, I would like to not anyone in specific, but I would like to be in a room where I'm being spoken bad about to see who would stand up for me when I'm not present, or to see if my friends would stand up for me um, when I'm not present in that room. Like, who would defend my name when I'm not present? That type of stuff. But not no one specifically. Like I could care less. Yeah. Um, what is one thing you wish could exist but doesn't at the moment? Ooh, that's another good question. Um, to be honest, like I don't even know. Damn, that's a good fucking question. Um, can I go back to that? I'm gonna go back to that. 'Cause I don't really have that. I think like we would run out the time on this episode. Would you rather have a huge imagination or a photographic memory? Ooh. I would say huge imagination so I can answer the question before that. See? I answered two questions in one. But yeah, no, I would rather have a huge imagination because with a photographic, but actually no, photographic memory that would be good. But then like photographic memories I feel like would be like for self-indulgence. Like for example, for my 28th birthday, I was trying to round up a group of friends to go to Rome with me, and nobody could go. And I was so aggravated at the fact that I was like, wow, like, I did the Kevin Hart, like, wow, okay, I see how it is. And I just packed my shit and I left. I went to Italy. I went to Rome for 3 days by myself. And that was out of all the places, all the countries, all the cities I've been around the world, that was hands down the best trip because I did very little speaking, but a lot of listening, a lot of taking in, a lot of scenery. Like I did a lot of self love, and I feel like those memories that I had, like I went to like I saw the Sixteen Chapel, I saw the Colosseum, which is one of the wonders of the world. Like I did all this by myself, and that was like the biggest pat on the back for me. And I just feel like having those memories, those photographs in my head, like I can remember it so vividly. That's something that I wouldn't give up. So it's a hard one, but I would say um you know what? I'm gonna stick with photographic memory because a huge imagination, unless you're ambitious, which I really am, but unless you're like super ambitious and you have the means to um create what you imagine into the real world and actually make it work, I feel like that's a headache in itself. So, all right, so now we're going on to the confessions. Um, we matched on Tinder. Okay, it's been a while since this. I wonder who this was because I haven't had Tinder in a long time. I wonder who this is. Um, but we matched on Tinder. Okay, I don't know where we should go from there, but I made out with my teacher. I'm hoping that this was like in college because that teacher got some splaining to do. I think about you all the time. I hope this wasn't one of the people that's like, we should be friends, we should hang out, I should see you more. Um, but yeah, I don't know what to do with these confessions. Um, I had a crush on you when we met. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with these. What do I do with these? Um, my sister's boyfriend kissed me once. Hmm. Are they still like? I have a lot of questions on this one. Are they still boyfriend girlfriends? Did you ever tell her? Obviously no, because if it's an anonymous confession, then that means it probably not get aired out. We need a drink on this one. God damn it. Jesus. You know what? Funny story. Without going too into details, I had a situation like this. I had a few friends um that something similar like this happened where um the sister like dated the sister's boyfriend, and it was just a big. Oh my god, that was a big. That was a whole mess. I be sleep fucking. What? What does that mean? Sleep fucking like wet dreams? Like, cause I have wet dreams. Well, not often, but I didn't mean to sound like a break. But I be sleep fucking. Okay, I'm assuming this is a guy, cause a girl wouldn't say this. I feel I'd be sleep fucking. I mean, good for you, cause you get some action even in your sleep. Okay, I think about you all the time. Okay, this is a different one from the other one because it's different spelling. Ugh. Okay. Um. Hey, mommy. Oh my god. No, I'm not gonna read this one. I already know who the fuck it is. Hey, mommy. Can I put my coconut tree in your plátano? What the fuck? Also, do you remember when me and you already did that? Oh boy. First of all, that sounds so wrong. I don't have a plátano. First of all, and on the other side is racist because yes, I'm Dominican, but not everything is about plátanos in a Dominican's life, guys. I had a crush on you for like 2 years. Okay, I'm assuming that expired. What made it expire? I snuck out of my house. That can either be a child or that can be a husband. So, oh my god, I snuck out of my house. Have I ever snuck out of my house? You know what? Me and my brother, we used to think we were slick. We used to we used to sneak out of our house because me and Mitch, we hit an age because he's 7 years older than me. So we hit an age where we would go out to like our friend's house, like our friends' house parties. And I would be like 15, and Mitch would be like 23. So he was kind of still young, and or 16, 24, stuff, whatever like that, 23. And it got to the point where my mom, she would be like, be home at a certain time. Like if I was out by myself, my obviously my curfew would be like a lot less time than with Mitch. That's why I would try to invite Mitch. Not that I'm saying that I would only invite Mitch because of the curfew, but um, if I invited him out, it would be like maybe plus 2 hours or plus 3 hours or whatever. But like my mom did not give a shit about age. Like if she told you be home by 2 and you were home by like 2:30, we would get to the house and we'd be like, "Okay, we're here." Opening the door all quiet, and then as soon as we try to open the door further, the chain be like, "Oh, fuck." So then like we were forced to knock on the door. So and you would hear like if you know my mom's apartment, like you would hear her room is in the back. You would hear the slippers coming from the back. Be like, "Oh, fuck." And then like all the way to the room, we would get like a lecture. Yo le dije a ustedes que estuvieran aquí a las 2 y mira la hora que ya llegaste. Oh my god, those were the good old days. But those were like the best parties because you used to like try to have as much fun, try to squeeze as much fun in before your curfew time, and then it was not bad because the like most of the places where we used to go was either one friend's house or another friend's house, and they were like two buildings away. So if we had to be home by 2, we would be leaving the house. And if you're Dominican, right? Uh, and you have to leave by 2, you better start saying your goodbyes by like 1:15, because from the back of the house to the front of the house, as you're saying your goodbyes, at least 3 people are gonna pull you to dance. So you gotta factor in that time where you're like, okay, bye, fulanito, and then you start dancing a song. You're like, fuck. You do that, and then if you dance in a whole fucking Dominican song, them shits like from back in the day, they be like, especially like a Perico Ripiao song, them shits be like 8-9 minutes. Oh my god, that's a good cardio. Fuck. Okay, I digressed a little bit. Um, I pee in the bed all the time. Is this the same person that be fucking and they sleep? Like, I don't know. I pee in the bed all the time. Or is this the person that be sneaking out? Because this sounds a little underage. Did you know that one of the 3 factors of a serial killer or a psychopath is that they pee in the bed? Hmm? Hmm? Jeffrey Dahmer used to do it. Yeah. What's the other guy? Ted Bundy when he was younger. Uh, um, John Wayne Gacy, he used to do it too. I wish I had your life. No, the fuck you don't. I don't know. What about my life that makes you want to have my life? My life is rough. Um, but you know what? Even though my life is rough and is going through some rough patches right now, I wouldn't trade it for anybody. But I would like for whoever wrote this to digress a little bit, or express themselves a little bit more. What about my life that you like so much that you don't like about your life? And how can we better your life so that you can adore and love your life more instead of wanting somebody else's life? Our signs are super compatible. Who's this? I don't really believe in signs like in zodiacs, but I am an Aries, and I don't believe. Let me correct myself. I don't believe in compatibility with zodiac signs, but I do believe in what zodiac signs mean because Aries are hard headed. I'm one. Ambitious. I'm one. Hardworking. I'm one. And short tempered, but we love deeply, which is describes me to the T. Um, so I wonder what sign is this? Whoever wrote this, what's your sign? Let's see if it's true. I catfish people with my fake IG. Really? Really? Did you write this from your fake IG too? And why do you be catfishing people? Are you ugly? Like, what about you that makes you want to catfish people? That's not nice. And then the third series is gonna be describe me in 3 words. Um, the first one is friendly, classy, and haughty. Thank you, and thank you. Classy, I don't really think I'm that classy. I do think I'm, if you put me in a room with classy people, I can blend in very well. I acclimate to different scenes very well. Um, yeah. Hard worker, funny, and friendly. So far, friendly is a common trait. Hard worker, definitely. Funny, I mean, if you say so, thank you. Long legs. I don't know if that's offensive or what. Poundable. Wow, poundable. Like what the fuck? Poundable? Like in what sense? Like you want to beat me, or poundable? Like you want to? Yeah. Poundable and edible. Okay, well that explains it. Long legs, poundable and edible. Uh, thank you. I think. Thank you. Edible. That means I look scrumptious. Do I look like a snack to you? Huh? Um. Okay. Wow. I'll be like, I'm poundable. What? That's one of my traits. Poundable. Good mom. Thank you. Caring. Thank you. And smart. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bad bitch. You know it. Ambitious. Damn right. Worthy. Fuck yeah. Uh, bad bitch when I want to be. Ambitious 24/7. And worthy 24/7. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Slay, iconic, and perfect. Wow, iconic. I've never would have thought somebody would say iconic about me. Thank you. Perfect. Oh my god. Wow. I'm far from perfect, but thank you. I really appreciate those kind words. I prefer imperfect. Um, I know, Liz, shut the fuck up and just take the comment. I prefer imperfect because perfect would imply that I don't need any adjusting. Um, and you're not willing to change and you're not willing to grow, and I still have a lot of growing to do. So as much as I love these comments, I really appreciate it. I'm just being a little realistic. Thank you though. BFF, thank you. Bougie, I'm not bougie at all. And simp, what the fuck is a simp? What's a simp? All right, we're about to Google this. What is a simp? This is embarrassing that I don't know this. Silly or foolish person. Oh, what is simping for a girl? Um, a A man who throws money or attention at a woman in order to gain her affection, even when his tactics aren't working. Um, I'm gonna go with foolish and silly. I am silly. I'm not foolish. I'm silly. Very silly. I like being silly. If I can put a smile on somebody's face, um, I would definitely love that, and that would definitely make my day. Spicy, gorgeous, and beautiful. Spicy. Spicy, gorgeous, and beautiful. Thank you. Spicy, yes, I can be very spicy. Awesome, hot, and sexy. Thank you. I'm liking these comments. Jesus Christ, you guys are getting me hot over here. Oh my god, I need to take another sip. I'm really liking these comments, and not that I'm feeling myself, but I'm very I blush a lot. Like I don't know how to take compliments. I don't know how to just be like, oh my god, I know. I don't know. Like I'm not conceited, if that's the word. I'm not conceited. So anytime I do get a compliment, I really, 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 really take it to the heart. Like yesterday, I was at the game and I saw one of my supervisors. First of all my supervisors are badass. Like they're so awesome, right? So I saw one of my two of my favorite supervisors, and he told Giselle, like I almost like kind of like teared up inside. He saw Giselle, and he's like, "You're a beautiful young lady." He goes, "Do you know that your mom is awesome?" And I blushed so hard, and I kind of wanted to cry when Giselle turned around and was like, "I know." I was like, "Oh, my baby! Oh my gosh!" She's like, "I know." Um, but yeah, that was such a sweet moment for me. But yeah, I don't know how to take a compliment. I just be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god, you're so stupid. But in reality, I'm like melting on the inside. I'm like, oh my god, he thinks I'm so cool, or she thinks I'm cool. And I like compliments when it comes from females more, if that makes sense, because it's so common for a man to give a female a compliment, respectfully, not like disrespectfully, but it's so common for a man to give a female um a compliment that when a woman like for example, I went to go see Mike Towers, was that month last month? 2 months ago? No, last month. I went with Michelle to go see Mike Towers, and when a woman looks at you and be like, "Oh my god, you such a bad bitch." Like those compliments, I be like, "Oh my god." Like she's not telling me like she's not making me feel like wanted. She's just making me feel like, "Oh my god." And it takes a lot for a woman, I think, for a woman to give another woman a compliment, and and I just think it's rare. I feel like women should do it more often, and I feel it would be better received. Like if a man be like, "Yo, you look like a bad bitch," like I'd be like, "Okay." If a woman be like, "You look like a bad bitch," you'd be like, "Okay." Like it will be more received, and since it's not so common, I feel like it's more like I don't know, it's more genuine, if that makes sense. Another one, amazing, terrible, and unstoppable. And then a little heart emoji. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Caring and unstoppable. Yes, unstoppable. You can knock me down, but you're not gonna stop me. I really love that. And that was the last one. So, wow, those were a lot of good compliments. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you. Uh, like I said, I don't know how to react with compliments, and just hearing how other people describe me, whether they know me or they know me just through Instagram or through social media, it means a lot to me because it's these are things that these are compliments that are based off of their observations. So really means a lot to me. So thank you. Um, that being said, what else we have? I have a packed week coming up. A lot of work. I have actually two orders that came in today, which I'm really happy. You guys don't know how excited I fucking get when I get an order. when I see that little notification on my phone, blim, oh my God, it fucking excites me because it means that people are looking at my items. And it gives me that moment where I'm like, okay, tomorrow I have something to do. Like, I have something to look forward to do tomorrow that's not schoolwork. Something that I actually love to do, creativity. So I get on my little shit, get on my computer, I start doing everything, and it just makes me like fill up with little, I don't know, with jelly beans and sweet tarts, whatever the sweetest thing you can think of. That's what I start to fill up with. And I really appreciate you guys. So thank you. So I have 2 orders to fulfill tomorrow. Um, and yeah, it's coming along great. I just, like I said, I just started making the hats today. I fulfilled one order that I had for the hats. So on the hats, I have snapbacks. I have, let me verify. I mean, specify. I have two-toned snapbacks where the brim is a different color than the front two panels. And then I have solid colors on the snapbacks, and then I have snapback trucker hats. So it would be like the snapbacks with the mesh in the back. And then I have dad hats. I have solid colored dad hats. Well, all of them are solid colored, but only two things that would separate the two would be that one of them is like that vintage, like it looks like it's been worn, like with the rips and stuff like that. I think that it's called stressed. So I have the stressed solid colors on the dad hats, and then I have the regular solid colors on the dad hats. So take a look at that. I'm gonna start. I'm also gonna post the hat that I made today. I made a snapback for my brother, which he ordered. I made this one for myself, and I have another order to fulfill. So keep the orders coming. I really appreciate you guys. I hope these questions opened up a little bit more about me. And that was that segment. What else? I just started rewatching the what you call it? The Marvel series collection. So like the Punisher, the Daredevil, and all that stuff. I started watching it in order. Um Actually, no, I started watching it out of order because I watched The Punisher first, and I was supposed to watch Daredevil first, and then I think like Jessica for second, Jessica Jones and stuff like that. So, um, but I started from scratch, and I started watching the Daredevil um episodes, and now I have like the list that I need to follow. Apparently, I need to watch like the first 2 episodes of the Daredevil first, and then the other ones come into play. Um what else? I'm already like on week 3 of classes, and they're kicking my ass. Um, because it's so much reading. Very little assignments, but it's so much reading. Um, and another question that I did have, but I couldn't find it, was somebody asked me, what is it that I want to do with my degree? So, I don't want to say I want to go federal. Um, that just scares people off. But my dream is to go federal. Um, I have my associates in criminal justice, and a few certificates in homeland security and stuff like that. So I've always liked doing that work, and it's always something that has interested me. So what's that saying, that if you never want to work a day in your life, do something you love? And to me, that's the career that I can say come closest to that analogy. So I would love to work with a federal government agency. Um, but in the meantime, while I'm working towards that degree, towards my bachelor's, um, I will settle for, not settle because it's not something less. It's just a different, category. I will definitely dip into um, local agencies. So that's doesn't necessarily have to be anything in specific, but I would love to do something along like um, criminal profiling or just criminal investigation, stuff like that. Things that have to do with the study of the mind. Why do people do things? And also, it's just pretty much studying the crimes after the fact. like the criminal profiling that comes after the fact, like because now someone committed a crime, and there's no way that you can prevent a crime, like unless you know beforehand. But if you're going based off of, like, for example, um, stopping a serial killer before it even starts, there's no way you can stop that unless they give actual signs. But a lot of the times, especially with the serial killers in history that we've had, the Ted Bundys, the John Wayne Gacy, um, Jeffrey Dahmer, these are things that you couldn't tell beforehand. You have some sociopaths, you have some psychopaths. The difference between the two is that one blends in well in the crowd, the other one doesn't. They feel awkward in crowds, but they still go undetected. So that's the scary part. So my interest is studying that mind. Also, another show for that person that is with COVID. It's Criminal Minds. It's a fictional story. A fictional storyline, but it's very interesting because it takes back like in the 70s, I believe. So it's like how they started the first unit ever for studying serial killers within the FBI. So I think that's very interesting. If you're into that type of stuff, then that's that. Also another show that's kind of like on the funny side, but also criminal would be Murders Only in the Building, which has Selena Gomez. It's on Hulu. It has Selena Gomez. It has Steve Martin and Martin Short. It is hilarious. It's about three people that live in a building in New York City. It's like those old apartments that's in Manhattan that have been grandfathered. They're beautiful buildings because they're so historic. So they've been grandfathered. No, I take that back. The apartment where Selena Gomez lives has been grandfathered, and then Stephen Martin and Martin Short, they own their own apartments. And it's just like that building is filled with like older people. And then one day a murder happens in the building, and then they love podcasts, like murder podcasts, so much that they feel that they have the knowledge and the skills to actually solve a murder, and they actually solve the murder. So that's what's crazy. I feel like that would be me. Like I feel like if a murder happened, I'd be like, oh, we're gonna solve this shit tonight. Whatever, that type of stuff. I don't know, delusional, but yeah. That's another good show. Um, Another show on Hulu that's a good show. It has nothing to do with crimes or anything like that. It's I think it's comedy. It's with what's her name? Damn, the girl who did Gina Rodriguez, I think her name is. She did Jane the Virgin. So there's a show, it's called Dead to Me, where she writes in the newspapers, and she's just like she had a hard breakup, and like the the owner of the paper hates her, so she gives her like the obituary section. But for some reason she develops this gift where the obituaries that she's writing, the dead people show up to her. So now she has like, since she has a date to submit the obituaries, she has a whole 24 hours with these dead people. And the first episodes are hilarious because she doesn't know she has these gifts, and she's being followed around by these people, and she's like freaking out. But I think this is a good show. Um for that person who has COVID. Um I hope it's not bad. Let's see what else. I think that's about it. Recent like last week, my nephew, I don't know if you guys remember him, my nephew Andrew, he actually moved into my complex, which is cool because on that episode we joked around that I was like, you live right next door, and then he's like, no, I don't, I live far. But now he actually does live next door, like literally. So that's dope. So maybe he'll be on my show one day. Again. So but anyways, I think that's a wrap. You know what? I'm actually going to started looking into doing podcasts more often. Not so much with video, but more audio as well. I'm gonna continue to do this as well, but I would like to do like the episodes that I drop, like maybe every other day, more frequently. Would be I would like to drop a Spotify. So if you like that idea, and if you do have Spotify, because I already have it out on platforms like Apple Podcasts, I have it out on YouTube, And some people prefer the visual, some people prefer the audio only. But I was thinking about, and then some people don't have Apple, so Apple Podcasts. So I want to be able to reach more audiences. So if you would watch me on Spotify or listen to me on Spotify, excuse me, let me know. Drop in the comments or comment in my DM on Instagram or email me. Let me know what are your thoughts. Also, I love. Please don't think for a minute that um, that I take offense to any constructive criticism that I receive. I read all my DMs. A lot of them are like from weird people. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna promote you." I'm like, "No, no, thank you." I prefer organic followers. Like, if it takes me a year to get to 300 followers, I would prefer that rather than being promoted, paying to be promoted. Um, yeah, no, that's not my thing. I want to gain actual followers that want to follow me for me and just view my content and my material for me. So, with that being said, I will call it a night. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Don't ask me why. But yeah, keep the reviews coming. Keep the constructive criticism coming. Keep the content approval coming. Keep the everything coming. Come. I love the love. I love receiving love. For those people who were like, "Hey, let's hang out." Fuck it. Yeah, for sure. Just keep in mind I live in Florida. I don't know where the fuck y'all live. I live in Florida. So if y'all want to hang out with me, if y'all ever want to be on my podcast, let me know. I always have a seat right next to me, empty. And I would love to have you guys on my show and talk face to face over a nice drink. Like I said, today I'm sipping on Lil Wayne's Bumba. The rum, it's amazing. It's so smooth. You definitely get fucked up, so you have to be careful. So you guys should try it. If you like rum, if you're a rum person, you should definitely try it. And I give it out of 5 stars. I would give it definitely on smoothness. I would give it like a 4.5. On taste, I would say like a 4 because if you have it straight, it's like it'll put hair on your chest. If you mix it with something else, definitely tastes a lot better. But it's very smooth. Um, and you don't feel the after effects if that makes sense. But yeah, it's really a good rum. And I'm definitely I think once this bottle's done, I'm definitely gonna invest in another one. And another Bumba rum. I really like it. Like I said, I have other drinks available, but the one that I chose for this podcast today was the Lil Wayne Bumba. So go check that out if you ever have the chance. It's a black bottle, has a nice cool X. It kind of gives it like a what's that movie with Johnny Depp? Uh, Pirates of the Caribbean. Kind of looks like the Pirates of the Caribbean type stuff. But yeah. Um, yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed my answers. And yeah, much love. And I will see you guys next time. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I have Michelle's ad for body sculpting. And that's about it. So thank you guys. It's your favorite curly headed Dominican, self proclaimed. I'm taking that title whether you give it to me or not. And I love you guys.